Hey boys and girls, Ms. Minor here. Today we are going to add our patterns to our elephant so they can be decorated for the Elmer's Day Parade. If you remember, if you read the book, how the elephants decorate themselves so they have a colorful pattern on them for the Elmer's Day Parade. So, find your drawing from last time, get it out, and if you have your pattern sheets that you created all those different patterns for me, get those out because we are going to use them to add patterns to our elephant. All right, let's get to the demo. All right, so last week we did our elephant outline, and this week we are going to add some pattern. Now I'm gonna give you some different options to add pattern for your elephant. You can use whatever you have on hand. You could use markers. I might use some oil pastels. You could use paint if you have it. I'm gonna do some stamping with the end of a pencil with a good eraser on it. You could also use Q-tips if you wanted. And of course, if you only have crayon, of course you can use crayon. So our pattern needs line, shape, and color to succeed. So I'm gonna start with my first color that I'm gonna put in. And I don't want you to worry about the outline of the elephant. I just want you to worry about going all the way across. So my first one that I'm gonna add is gonna be this color, and I'm just going all the way across my elephant. Now I left gaps in between to add more colors. Let's see, gotta find one that has enough in it. All right, so now, actually, I shouldn't do the paint first. I should save that for last. Okay. Now, I am going to add more to my pattern. So here, I'm gonna start adding some yellow. Well, they're zigzags, but I'm gonna color them in for triangles. Now, when you do yours, it should be an entirely different pattern. You can use one of the patterns that you made on your practice sheet. So I'm just trying to be consistent with my patterns, filling them in nicely and neatly. Taking my time. There isn't a rush on that. So I got my lines. Now I'm adding this triangle shape, which I made with the zigzags. And I'm not worrying about stopping at the edge of the elephant. My next part of the pattern. And see, I'm continuing even where there's no elephant, just to keep my pattern consistent. Okay. And then I'm gonna color. Whoop, I forgot to do it up here. Okay. Another element in here. The circles in between everything. So yeah, my pattern has a lot going on. Again, your pattern should not look like mine, but it should include lines, shapes, and colors. And you can use crayons, markers, oil pastels, paint, whatever you have. And I'm extending beyond the elephant. I should do this down here. Okay. Now I am going to add a little bit of paint on this as well. Just give it, just show you another way. So I'm using the end of an eraser to a pencil to add a dot of green paint. So there's my final pattern, and since I use paint, I am going to let this dry and then come back in a few minutes. All right, so now that mine is dry, I am going to start outlining. My elephant. And don't forget that tail. So now I've got my elephant all outlined. I am going to cut him out. Now around the tricky parts, if you do want to ask an adult for help, I am okay with that, especially the trunk, so you don't accidentally cut the trunk off or the tail. So if you need to ask an adult to help you cut, please, please, please do. Elephant tusks too are a little tricky. But again, you can do the legs. Just take your time, look where you're going so you don't accidentally cut something off. Cut that space out between the two groups of legs. There we go. Now I'm going to finish up with this difficult section. Sometimes it's easier to cut a large section away and then go back and do some fine detail work. And come at it from different directions. All right. There is my elephant for the Elmer's Day Parade, all cut out. Oh, I forgot a little bit of the tail. Oops. All right. Once you've got it all cut out, you can glue it to another piece of paper. All right, here is my elephant all set for the Elmer's Day Parade. After I cut him out, I glued him to another sheet of paper, really make him pop. Make sure it's a color that you didn't use in your pattern. Once you are done with your project, as always, snap a picture of it and send it to me in Dojo. I kind of like to make a little compilation, like parade video, depending on how many people give me a picture of their elephant. So if you do take a picture of it, just make it the whole, take up the whole frame, and I could maybe add those together to make a little parade. All right, boys and girls, I will talk to you again soon.